The United States is at war.
We know what we have to face, and we are ready to face it.
I'm fighting to make women equal.
The president needs to get his wife under control.
It's time all these little chocolate girls know that their lives matter too. Sometimes you have to forget politics, do the right thing, and trust the rest.
The NBA playoffs are here, and so is DraftKings Sportsbook with the can't-miss offer. Matt, what player or team has impressed you so far?
I would have to say Anthony Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves going into Memphis, securing a nice little first-game win.
This week, new customers can bet $5 on any team to win and get $150 in free bets instantly. You win no matter what.
All DraftKings Sportsbook customers can also bet during the first round with the same-game parlays. Stay tuned later this week, and Jack and I will create another all-the-smoke same-game parlay.
For those interested in the daily fantasy sports contest, DraftKings will have huge cash prizes up for grabs throughout the playoffs.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use the promo code SMOKE. Bet $5 on any NBA team to win their game during the playoffs and get $150 in free bets instantly. That's promo code SMOKE at DraftKings Sportsbook. Jack, this weekend, you touched on something with your tweet. I'm going to read it. Defense is not a part of basketball no more. This is exactly what the league wants. I hate it. Elaborate.
It's no reason for fourth quarter playoffs where a guy can take the ball out after a made bucket and dribble from one end to the other end and lay it up. That should never happen in the playoffs. It never happened when we played. And I'm gonna tell you this: if that would have happened when we played, coaches like Popovich finna sub the whole 5 out.
Welcome back to What's Burning. Playoffs are here. But before we get to any of that, we gotta welcome the newest member to the Showtime basketball family, and forgive him if he looks a little pale. He just got back from Coachella. He's off a cold bender, but he's in the building, man. Chandler Parsons, welcome to the family, bro.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Good to have you.
Appreciate it. Yes, sir.
Hey, man, you said you wanted to start getting into the media space, man. We brought you over to Showtime and basketball, and we made it happen, man. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. The playoffs are here. Who have been some of the best performances that you guys have seen over the first game or so?
I mean, obviously these young dudes with Jordan Poole and with the Warriors, and Anthony Edwards is to me the one that sticks out the most, obviously, because, you know, as the lower seed, they got the win. They go on the road
into Memphis. Between
the play-in game and with the play-in tournament, with how he played, and then the first game, it's, you know, he was unbelievable for that, you know, to be his first experience of that, and him to ball out like that was nuts.
Jack, what do you like most about Edwards' game?
He's not afraid of the big moments. Right. He stepped up to those big moments. I think that was them getting that spot and playing Memphis was bad luck for Memphis. They wanted an older team. They wanted an older team they can run and be the young team and bully them. They can't do that against Minnesota.
They're young
and that's
too.
what. Yeah, and you got to think they got Cat over there too, an all-star, one of the best big men in the league. So they're in trouble.
So switching gears a little bit, we touched base on a couple of these guys, but the young guns, Jordan Poole, Anthony Edwards, Tyrese Maxey over in Philadelphia. This new infliction of younger players, normally it takes a little while. You want vets during the playoffs, but these younger players have come out and really, you know, made a name for themselves early on in their careers. Jack, thoughts on these young boys just not afraid of the big moments?
I think, you know, not only are they're not afraid, Matt, but they get an opportunity. Yep. You know, a lot of times when we was in the league, the young guys, the older coaches didn't want to play them or even give them a shot in these big moments. Yep. But these young guys are taking advantage of the opportunity. So shout out to the coaches that's giving these young guys the opportunity and having confidence in them.
Yeah. So next up, injuries, particularly to Luka, whose original light calf strain, they realizing it's more than that. Me having calf strains, I know those are a lot more serious than people may think they are, and if you come back too early, it could be catastrophic. So I'm hopeful that he'll return, but Luka may not return in the first round. I don't think enough people are kind of talking about that. How important is he, do you feel, to the Dallas Mavericks?
I mean, that's Luka is the Mavs, right? He's
Period.
the guy there. And like you said, the calf is nothing. You can't mess with that. Like that's something that's going to linger. It's going to bother him. And from what I've heard, it's worse than they're perceiving it to be. So I don't see him playing. If he does, I think it's kind of scary with how young he is, and his future is so bright. So I think they're going to be cautious with it. But yeah, I mean, with Luka, I like the Mavs. Without him,
Right.
I don't know.
No telling.
Yeah.
Because I haven't really, Jack and I both haven't really trusted the Jazz, but this may be their time to be able to.
It's a good break for them.
Yeah.
Well,
Luka-less.
During everybody's playoff run, along the way, some teams dealt with a team that has an injured player to get them through a series. Like I always say, when we won the championship, when we played Dallas, Dirk was hurt.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so, look at Phoenix last year. They played a lot of teams. A lot of teams was hurt. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes that's just a part of it.
Right.
You know, you don't wish nobody hurt, but that's what you know what I'm saying.
Even look at the Clippers. Paul George couldn't play in the one game that mattered all year long.
Right.
Yep.
Crazy. Jack, only a game in for most of these series, but so far, what series has stood out to you the most as the most exciting?
The Brooklyn and Celtics series for sure.
Always going at it.
I actually love the different swings. You know, going into the fourth quarter, Brooklyn was down, and they get in the fourth quarter, and Kyrie go crazy. Then the end, the end of shot by Tatum, just to have the wherewithal to think the time clock and to spin and lay it up. You know what I'm saying? Just the whole dynamic, and Kyrie, with all that with the fans. That's just more the most entertaining series for me right now.
Well, that's what I want to get into next. Obviously you and I were outspoken, you a little less, but the treatment of the Boston fans, to me, first and foremost, this is what makes sports. I love crazy fans, but obviously I think it's been well documented the past few years that fans have crossed the lines with certain things, and Kyrie decided to retaliate with multiple flip-offs and telling people to suck his dick and all this other kind of things. And unfortunately, he'll probably be fined, but as former athletes here, we know how bad and how nasty crowds can get. What was your thought when you saw kind of his antics? Because that's not normally him. And he explained after, like, there's only so much you could take.
Right. I mean, it's tough. I totally understand it. I understand where he's coming from. I can't agree with it. Obviously, he's a professional. He's in the spotlight. This is just what comes with it. But on the same time, like he said, there's only so much you can take. There's that guy would never say that on the street or in a bar. He'd never come up to you and call you a pussy or overpaid or whatever. So the fact that he thinks he can just buy a ticket and these fans can just be so unruly and talk to these professional athletes like that is nuts. But at the same time, you have to have accountability to kind of keep your composure and not do things like that as well, because he's going to get a big fine, and they could what if they suspended him and it ruins or what if, who knows what's going to happen? Probably not that, but like, it's not the best look. You got to have your emotions in check during especially in the playoffs. But this is what makes it fun. This is what and by the way, Kyrie's got to know it's only going to get worse the next game too now. So he's fueling their fire, and which is great for entertainment and it's great for the fans. But yeah, he's got to keep his cool a little bit.
They're also fueling his fire. Jack, what were your thoughts on the situation?
You can do that shit on IG, but you can't do it in person.
Right.
Where I can see you and respond to your face eye to eye, just like you responded to me. And then what the worst part is, it's got to the point where they got the phones. Look, Kyrie, you bitch.
Looking for a reaction.
You know what I'm saying? Kyrie, you know what I'm saying? Trying to go viral and shit like that. Like, it's getting to the point where if the people in the stadium not going to shut that down, then what we got to protect ourselves and respond.
Right.
I agree with Kyrie. He at the point now where I'm giving you the same energy that you give me.
Right.
I'm coming here to play basketball and put on the show, but if you're giving me negative energy, then goddamn it, you're going to get some back.
Well, there has to me, be some kind of common ground and middle line, because there's no way they're going to be able to hold fans all the way accountable for the shit they say, and they say some foul shit. So I think in retaliation, obviously you don't want players just going off on cussing tirades and cussing all the fans. And he made a point. It's like, I'm not mad at all the Boston fans, but there's a certain amount of fans that were disrespectful. To me, I don't really think he should get fined, because although he said some wild shit, that's not as wild, I guarantee, as the shit he heard said to him.
For sure.
I had a cardboard cutout of me in a jail suit right under the goal on TNT. Nobody told him to move it. Am I lying? Nobody said move it, take it down, or nothing. So why is it a problem when a player responds?
I don't think it is.
We can just take public embarrassment, but they can't.
Right.
It's crazy.
So
it's not right.
Yeah, I really think it has to. If anyone's going to be held accountable, it's got to be everybody.
Facts.
because like I said, the shit the fans are doing, because there has been some fan altercations now and shit getting thrown in the stands and shit getting thrown at players and all kinds of stuff. So I think you touched on, I think when fans buy a ticket, they think that gives them the right to say and do whatever they want, and that's
But how do you
truth.
control that?
You can't.
It's damn near impossible.
Yeah, you can't. That's why I say there has to be a common ground. I don't think Ashley should be getting fined a bunch of money for retaliating, because it's not like we're just going to go out there and cuss a fan out for no reason.
And by the way, if you're a fan and you see Kyrie gets fined 100 racks for this, they're going to say even crazier shit the next game to try and get him. Like they'll love that he got fined for that.
And you think at the end of the day, these fans really don't hate the players. They say shit to get a reaction.
No, yeah,
they just want to get a reaction.
Attention,
Period. They want a reaction. You get a reaction, but then the player gets fined for it. So that shit is weak. Anyway, Jack, this weekend you touched on something with your tweet. I'm going to read it. Defense is not a part of basketball no more. This is exactly what the league wanted. I hate it. Elaborate.
It's no reason for fourth quarter playoffs where a guy can take the ball out after a made bucket and dribble from one end to the other end and lay it up. That should never happen in the playoffs. It never happened when we played. And I'm gonna tell you this: if that would have happened when we played, coaches like Popovich finna sub the whole 5 out. That don't happen in the playoffs. I'm just sorry. It's no attention to detail, and there's no attention to actually stop to like I said, focus on defense, because those things, like it's too many breakdowns in the defense. It's too many layups and on mismatches, and like it's just not attention to detail to defense no more in the league. And we know they wanted a scoring league, and that's what it is now. But I still think, even though Boston, they play hard on defense, they compete, I just think as a whole, and I'm not singling out one team, I'm just thinking as a whole, defense is not as important as it used to be.
Yeah.
I would agree with that, but is that more on players or more on the rules of the game?
It's the players and the rules of the game. Because if they change the rules, they've changed rules when we played. But we figured out how to still be aggressive and get away with being aggressive. Bruce Bowen, they changed the rules 2 or 3 times when he was in the league, but he stayed aggressive. He stayed one of the top defenders. So it ain't really the rules. The players got to learn how to adjust.
I will say I liked that. I liked how physical the Boston Brooklyn game was. I mean, that was a physical, to me, that was kind of playoff basketball. And I think everyone, the announcer spoke on it, Katie spoke on it after the game, just how physical that was. And to me, I think that's good for basketball. I mean, I understand, where you take it. They want highlights. They want, they want threes. They want dunks. They want high-scoring games. But playoffs, to me, has to be, that's when you lock in, but we'll have to see how that goes. But I really liked it. And then there was another, kind of below 100-point game in Chicago and Milwaukee. Both those teams were going at it. So there's a little bit of defense being played, but not much. I mean, Jack was a two-way guy. I was more of a defensive player. You, someone who obviously made your money on the offensive end. What are your thoughts on just the way the game is called today and played?
Yeah, I mean, even from when you guys played to when I played to now, it's just the physicality is a lot less, right? You're gonna now your star players. You're just trying not to get in foul trouble now because you can't play as physical. But yeah, I see it both ways. I think now with all the exciting 3-point shooting, everything, the league, the fans, they love offense, right? But now you're starting to see like guys like Patrick Beverley. These guys are getting attention for playing defense, how every regular guard played when we played, right? Or back in the day. But now they're like an anomaly, and now it's like a new crazy thing when you play defense and lock up and scream. Like now it's nuts. Now he's like one of a kind doing that. When back in the day, that was just a normal guard playing like clamping.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Well, obviously, we've been talking about the teams that are in the playoffs and a team that's not in the playoffs, but still obviously gets talked about is the Los Angeles Lakers.
Hey, when you start talking, I wish I had the trumpet, that.
To bring it here.
Oh, man, that would have been perfect right now talking about these motherfuckers.
Obviously, odds-on favorite at the beginning of the season to possibly bring home another championship for the Lakers. To me, the main reason was injuries, but some people would say, pieces didn't fit. Obviously, they fired Frank Vogel. He was going to be a casualty of war. I'm not necessarily sure it was his fault, but that's an easy kill, and to be able to bring someone in. They got 2 years, $78.5 million left for Anthony Davis plus a player option. Russell Westbrook next year will make $47 million. He'll opt into his player option. Bron has 1 more year left at $44.4 million, and Taylor Horton-Tucker 1 year at $10 million plus $11 million player option. Chandler, I'll start with you. I mean, with no significant draft picks, not
Yeah.
very much salary cap space. What do you see happening this offseason and the next season for the Lakers?
Honestly, I think they're in trouble. I think you know what they do? They need to leave flexibility for the guys at the end of the bench, right? They always give these guaranteed deals to the, Kent Bazemore, Dwight Howard,
Top heavy.
and these teams like Golden State. They leave flexibility, and then a guy like Gary Payton Jr. blossoms and who didn't start on a guaranteed contract. Lakers didn't do that. I think the Taylor Horton-Tucker deal was awful. They should have kept Caruso, who's huge for Chicago. Yeah, they're making Russ and Vogel the scapegoats. I think they got to figure out the Russ situation. Even if it's a lateral move, he's not happy. He's out of there. Even if it's someone for like John Wall or something, they just got to switch it up. But obviously it's going to start with the coach, and it's got to be someone that LeBron respects. It's got to be someone. I like Quinn Snyder. I think what he's done in Utah is unbelievable. I think he's a real coach. He's offensive minded. He can relate to players. But if it's not someone like him, I think they go with like a Fizz or someone that LeBron fucks with.
Jack, thoughts on this team? And
For me, I just think, everything went downhill when J. Kidd left. That's just my honest opinion. I think J. Kidd was the glue. We can say injuries and all that, but AD is AD. He's not going to change. He's not just going to all of a sudden turn into LeBron and spend $1 million on his body and come back chiseled. Like, AD is who he is, so we have to accept that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They had a great run, but I'm not gonna just throw. I'm not gonna throw Russ under the bus.
No.
He led them in all categories except scoring.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna do that to Russ. Everything would start going downhill with J. Kidd left, but they got to figure this out. But like you said, that's a good thing though. They got to leave some flexibility for the guys on the bench.
And honestly,
That's big.
Pelinka put this team together, right?
Yep.
Obviously, it's the risk you're willing to take when you have Anthony Davis making that much money, when you got to almost factor in him being out sometime.
Yep.
But Rob Pelinka put this old team together with not a lot of flexibility, with a coach no one really respected in the beginning. So,
I think that was the key.
Yeah,
It wasn't so much to him not being a good coach. You have to have that respect, especially when you're playing with a team full of older future Hall of Famers.
Right.
First and foremost. But you guys both brought up a point, and obviously, some of the injuries this year, Anthony Davis, they would have fucked anyone up. But knowing his track record and his history, he's got a 2+1 left. Would you entertain deals in the offseason for Anthony Davis if you're the Lakers?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Even with all the injuries, you ain't finna find too much like Anthony Davis now. You can talk about that, but I ain't gonna be no fool. You know what I'm saying? This is still Anthony Davis we talking about. You can't name 4 or 5, 2 or 3 players like him that do what he does.
But
in his prime too.
You know what I mean?
You almost
So-
got to go the other way and
Yeah.
shop LeBron, knowing he might leave in a year or two.
And it
when
wasn't
his son
nothing
comes.
serious though. See, it wasn't nothing serious. It was an ankle. You know what I mean? It wasn't like he tore Achilles. It was just an ankle.
No, he'll be back.
He'll be back, right?
yeah. I'm not mad at that, but you threw something in there at the end. Like, do you take a look if you're a GM, if you're a Pelinka, would you take a look if someone offered you a crazy package for LeBron at this point?
Yeah, he's got one more year left. He's 36 years old. He's openly said he wants to play with his son. So, like, the minute his son goes to a contender or, someone takes him, LeBron's going there. And if he's still a factor and he can still play, why am I building this team when it's, this guy could possibly leave? And we do have a piece like Anthony Davis who's in his prime that we can build around. So, yeah, I think it's they got to go younger. They got to,
That'll be a lot. He vouching for Mark Jackson. You get Mark Jackson the coach, then you leave.
And then he
oh,
leaves,
they'll
right.
kill him.
Right.
They'll kill him. They'll pride.
That'd be cool. Next up on the radar, presented by DraftKings, let's take the look at the odds on in each conference. Starting with the Bucks, they're at +210. The Celtics are at +300. The Heat are at +380. The Nets are at +500, and the long shot, the 76ers, at +550. Let's stay in the Eastern Conference. Chandler, out of those 5 teams, who intrigues you the most?
Probably Brooklyn, honestly, at +500 with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. I'm taking the odds on that.
I love Brooklyn, and I'm a fan, and I hope they make a run. But I think we were talking about this off camera. Kyrie and KD have to be absolutely incredible every single game.
But I think everyone's talking about the Minnesota Timberwolves. They could beat Memphis. I think Brooklyn can still come back and beat. But they could have won Game 1 easily.
And KD was 9 for 24 from the field. He's not going to have another one of those. Jack, out of those group of people, to me, what team do you feel like is the best? And if you were betting, what team would you bet with?
The team I feel like is the best at right now is the Bucks.
Yeah.
But the team I would bet with is I'm going with CP is the Nets because I think they could turn around. I'm really looking at the coaching right now, not as much as the players. They've been doing a lot all year. I'm looking at the coaching right now because that's what's going to really matter more than anything else.
Heading over to the West, odds-on favorite overall, Phoenix Suns are minus 115. The Lakers made a big, the Warriors made a big jump at plus 320. Grizzlies come in the third slot at plus 650. In the long shot, Utah Jazz at plus 700. Jack, out of those 4 teams, the best team, and if you were betting, who would you roll with?
The best team is definitely Phoenix right now, man. They rolling, bro. And
Shout out CP.
Yeah.
CP, you did your thing last night, bro. I meant to text you, but your old ass is out there doing your thing, bro.
They've been rolling for a minute, and that's how you want to go into the playoffs the way they playing. But I'm going with the Warriors, man. Man, you said this on the show. If they get a healthy team and everybody's back, it's going to be a problem. You know what I mean? And I would definitely go with them.
That I got a chance to do ESPN radio for Game 1 in San Francisco, and they put a lineup of Dre at the 5, Wiggins at the 4, Clay at the 3, Poole at the 2, and Steph at the 1.
It's tough.
I haven't seen an offensive lineup like that in a minute.
That's crazy.
In a minute. So we got to think of a new nickname for that team.
Yeah.
Chandler, same thing. Best team and who you would bet on?
Yeah, I mean, I love the best team's Phoenix by far. Best team all year long. And I agree, Bucks best in the East. But, I mean, the odds don't really move it for me here. I think Phoenix is going to win the West, so I'll take them as the worst odds because I think they're going to win it no matter what. I do like the Warriors' odds if I was going to go another direction, but no, I'll take the Suns minus
Suns
115.
are tough, man. Suns are tough. Everybody's playing their part, too.
Let's go again. One more.
One more? One more, man?
Oh, man. All right, little bro.
Now we want to welcome to the show UCLA's prize recruit. I say that proudly. Amari Bailey.
Too. I would. Too.
Welcome to What's Burning, bro.
What's up, bro? How you feeling?
Good. So 5-star, McDonald's All-American, Jordan Classic, Iverson Classic.
MVP.
Oh, you calling it now?
Yeah.
Talk to him.
Because he on my squad, so, I'm going to let him rock. He been killing his whole life. You know what I mean? So it's time to keep killing. I'm going to let him rock.
So you were at Sierra Canyon with a lot of other notable names. What was that experience like?
Man, it was definitely a roller coaster, to say the least. I think, during, my high school experience, I got to go through a lot of things that some, other kids wouldn't really be able to go through. Knowing, when to show up every night, knowing that those lights are going to be on you. Knowing that, figuring out early, learning early that no one cares, that you got to, really not to just trip her.
Right.
Cry over no spilled milk. So just really getting to it and then learn the game, off the court, knowing that it's a game within a game and learn how to maneuver around. So
Gotcha. You can relax a little bit, bro. Get comfortable in that chair.
Man.
There's a lot of legends in the bit on that cat. There you go. Get loose. You decided to, why a lot of kids are jumping to the G League. You decided to take your talents to Westwood, where me and a couple of our producers went. What did UCLA do to win you over?
Honestly, I didn't it was kind of easy during the recruiting process, if I'm being honest, because I didn't really see myself in anywhere else. I decommitted. I was committed my freshman year, and then they got a new coach, and then Cronin came in. I saw what he was doing with the program. It was something I want to be a part of. I feel like UCLA is hard to really just pass up on, you know? And then, being from Chicago and then moving to LA, having 2 mass media markets behind me, and then, endless opportunities who I'll be able to, I might sit next to Steven Spielberg in class. I might not ever know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So just the relationships that I build there. Yeah.
The business of basketball.
How was it playing high school ball and such under the spotlight? I know I went to Oak Hill. I got some shine.
My high school wasn't shit, so I don't know nothing about what y'all were talking about.
You know what I'm saying? But now it's totally different than when I was in high school. It's basically like the NBA because of social media and so much stuff. How was that dealing with that every night?
It was definitely a lot at first, but honestly, I dealt with a lot of stuff off the court, leading up to like coming in like to the spotlight and just honestly keep the main thing the main thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, knowing that like nothing else really matters if I'm not producing on the court. So that kind of like shut all the outside noise from me, and I kind of just view it as like a simulation, like on some Second Life type like vibes. Like I've been here before. I didn't put my work in. So
most people don't think of it like that, and that's impressive because you got celebrities at the game, and most people get caught up in that instead of getting caught up what they're here for.
Right.
You know what I mean? But that shows why you separate yourself as far as being a top player from most players, because everybody can't play under that light.
Yeah.
Well, I know you gave like the politically correct answer, but what is it like seeing Drake courtside? Obviously, seeing Bron a lot since you're playing with Bronny. When that first happened, obviously you grew to get used to it. But when it first happened, what was that like?
It was honestly fire. But if I'm really being honest with you, like there aren't like really too many people that'll like pull up to the game. I'm like, damn. Now the first time when Drake came, that was like definitely.
I figured Drake and Bron are probably the two. You done ran across
really
everyone in LA.
Oh, you know, one, Chief Keef, because he doesn't leave his crib at all. Like you
That's
can't
a Chicago dude too, right?
Yeah. You can't leave. You can't get him to come out of the crib for anything. So when I saw him at a game, that's what's up.
That was
definitely a legendary moment. Drake for sure. Definitely after we lost, he gave me some words of encouragement just to keep my head up, and it's happened to the best of us.
That's dope. But see, what I like is, like you said, you're getting a taste of what that next level is like, and to be level-headed already, when you take that jump, you're going to be more prepared. Obviously, you're going to be hit with some new shit, because once you get in the league, it's like unlike anything you've ever seen. But obviously, that's going to be a process. But to be level-headed at this point going into it, you got a head start. What are you looking forward to the most about the Iverson Classic? Obviously, Jack is going to be your coach. He's already put it out that you're winning MVP. So what are you looking forward to about that game?
And, you know, I don't just talk just to be talking. Never that, fam.
Sometimes he does, but not this time.
Probably just enjoying my time being one of the guys. Like there's so many knowledgeable guys that are going to be around me. Just enjoy, like, pick people's brains, and just really it's my last high school game, so just going out with a bang and just enjoying myself, really.
Yeah, that's what's up. Preparing for UCLA, obviously you're going right up the street. What aspect of your game are you focusing on right now?
Bro, it's a lot of UCLA questions, guy. I mean, I get it. I get it, though. I get it.
Are you bothered? Are you bothered?
I'm just saying, I get it, though, but damn.
What's the problem?
I just wanted to throw that out. I get it.
Yeah.
Okay?
See,
I get it.
This is the kind of hate we get. Hey,
I just had to throw that out there, bro.
This is the kind of hate we get, bro.
I just had to throw that out there.
Hey, see,
I didn't mean to interrupt. I just had to, them two. My nigga, I had to let them three know I get it.
So you know, like, when you're light skinned with good hair and go to UCLA,
I get it, dog.
That's the kind of shit you get from niggas like
get
this.
it. My bad.
Hair, bro.
I get it, bro. I get it.
You may at some point have to fight for it. That's just what we light skins at UCLA do. Well, that's just what it is. Anyway, before we were interrupted.
Oh shit.
Nah, but what are you really focusing on in the off game? Obviously, jumping from high school to college is going to be a big change. But combo guard, point guard, two guard, what do you prefer to play when you're out there?
Probably just a combo guard. Being able to being a little bit bigger than the guards, and really boarding and getting out, coming to like a one-man fast break, and really just creating for others, and then taking over and scoring like really when I need to, whatever else my team really needs me to do.
One thing I like about you is you're well-rounded. You play both sides of the ball, but if you could point out a weakness or two on the offensive side of your game, what would you say you feel like you need to improve in?
Probably slowing my game down.
Your pace down.
Yeah,
change the speed.
Yeah, change the speed. And just my jumper. I feel like I don't think I'll ever be maxed out on that. I'm only 6'4", 6'5", so I got to be able to get my jumper off, get to a pull-up, a mid-range, a floater over, like, bigger guys. So I'm definitely still going to try to punch on them every time I get
As you should. Is there anybody that you kind of see with a similar game to you that's already in the league?
Yeah, there are a couple players I like. I like Devin Booker.
Ooh.
John Morant, Jason Tatum, Bradley Beal.
Yeah.
Them type dudes, they
killers.
are all killers.
Yeah,
How was your NIL experience? Well, how's it been?
It's been fire so far. I mean, I have a couple. Wait, can I talk about it or no? But yeah. So
hold up, are we sure?
Yeah, no, facts. Because she was.
Yeah, I mean.
I don't.
You want to be Sack 5's partner?
Right.
Nah.
Tweaking.
Yeah.
No, yeah. So like I have the little spray brown backpacks. I'm doing one with my little sister and I, so she could walk around like with herself and like get a bag for a little like all her friends just to rock. Try to get them in the stores just for everyone to kind of have. Like I started like my own 10 wave, but it's really like your own wave. Like you can ride your own wave, and 10 is like me personally, but I feel like everyone can ride their own wave and like their own lane, you know?
Okay.
So that, and then I just did a deal with C4. That was fired.
Oh,
just
the
for,
sports
like,
drinks.
Yeah, sports drinks just for energy drinks staying right. And then I just got an NIL deal with Porsche.
Oh,
so actually,
how you forget about that one?
That's fine.
She had to remind you about that one. So you about to get a car?
Yeah, it's coming on pretty
Bro,
soon.
could you imagine motherfucking being? Well, I was driving around in a 4-door Snoop DeVille when I was in high school. Lincoln Continental, velvet seats. Door wouldn't stay closed. I had to hold the bitch closed like this. This motherfucker's me driving a Porsche first day of college.
Well, the next question is, who is helping you with your business decisions? But we see Mom is holding it down as she should be.
Yep, holding it down.
Shout out Moms.
That's dope. Well, man, we appreciate you joining us. Best of luck in the Iverson Classic. Best of luck at UCLA. We know we'll be out there checking you out, man. And, man, God bless, man. Continue to do your thing, bro. No doubt.
Appreciate you, bro.
Next up, something you were going to speak, and it was funny, too, because I was watching your story, laughing the whole entire weekend while I was stuck working. You were out partying at Coachella. Experience, tell us about it. Some of the acts you saw. Me and Jack got to get our asses out there next year.
No,
like
sure.
You guys would absolutely love it. It's fun. It's, it's in Palm Springs, 2.5 hours away, and it's just a big ass adult playground outside. Great music, all these parties. You'll go to like a Revolve party and Post Malone and Jack Harlow will perform. And then you'll go to the festival and they have, whatever taste of music you like. If you like deep house DJs from Ibiza, they have that. They have 21 Savage and Big Sean, and they have that. Then they have like the Doja Cats and the Billie Eilish. So you just kind of bounce around. You absolutely cannot be sober. It's packed.
Rule 1.
It's packed, but it's fun, bro. It's just such a good party. You just bop around. You get in the Sprinter. You go from party to party. You see everybody in the world.
Right.
And it's just a blast. This is why I look like absolute dog shit right now.
Tell us about you said you made a drive home and you never understood what rest stops were for.
So I have always made fun of these rest stops, right? These trucker stops. I had a 2.5 hour drive home this morning to where I dead ass stopped in a rest stop and took a nap for 20 minutes because I was actually feeling like it was dangerous for me to drive. It was bad.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's something I've always wanted to do. Never had an opportunity, but we definitely got to make it. Maybe we can take all the smoke out to get all the smoke outside of Coachella next.
We definitely got to go to Coachella, but I want to send a shout out to Bun B and Trill Burgers. Bun Bud brought Trill Burgers down there to Coachella. He killing them.
He
killing them.
Each restaurants, brands, they have their little pop-up stations. So there's food there. You don't go. It's not like no sit-down dinners. It's all there on the property.
Right.
It's fire.
Dope. All right. Well, if you were gonna pick a lineup for Coachella, Jack, I'll start with you first. Who would be 5 acts you personally want to see at Coachella?
Alive? Dead alive?
Nah, because they got the holograms. Remember Pac made his debut. Pac made his debut at Coachella.
Boy, you just did something right there.
Yeah.
So I'm going Pimp C, and Bun B, hologram with Pimp C. I'm going Michael Jackson.
Ooh.
I would love to see Chris Brown.
With Mike?
Yeah.
That'd be dope.
Why not?
Yeah, that'd be dope.
I'm going to go Bob Marley.
Ooh.
And I think I'll go Janis Joplin because she's from Port Arthur, Texas. And she used to turn up. I'm talking about she was on everything popping. And she from Port Arthur. So, yeah, y'all know what time it is to be.
Chandler, being there, someone who is a festival expert.
Yeah.
So you know what kind of energy certain artists bring. Who would be your 5-person lineup?
Yeah, so I like a variety, right?
Okay,
so
talk to us.
I would go with old school. I would go with like Snoop and Dre.
Okay.
I would go with current. I would go with Drake.
Okay.
You got to go something for the white people with the DJs.
He's definitely talking about the experience, Coachella.
Yeah.
He's experienced.
But he said something for the white people.
You have to do stuff. So you got to go like Calvin Harris or Chainsmoke. You got to get a white DJ in there.
Yeah.
You have to. And then the millennials these days, you got to throw in like a Billie Eilish or a Doja Cat, someone like that. But I like a little variety of it. But Drake and Snoop would be fire.
The headliners?
Yeah.
That'd be hard. I like how he broke it down because he's been there.
What about you?
My list. I agree with you. For old school, I would go Snoop, Dre, and Pac's hologram. And then I'd let Nipsey come out and do a little set with them too, since we're just doing holograms.
Right.
For the ladies, I would do for the first time ever on stage, I'd bring Beyonce and Rihanna together. They going crazy.
Beyonce did it with Jay-Z. And it was
right? I heard it was dope. For the white people, I would do a Jack Harlow and Post Malone, and who's a girl, and a Doja Cat. They love her. And for me personally, I would want to see, for my last act, I would want to see Drake and Jay-Z.
Yeah.
That's hard.
That'd be my list. Before we get out of here, Jack, this guy was in Coachella. I was working the playoffs. You were working in Dallas at the Errol Spence fight, doing some analyst work. What was that experience like, from the weigh-in to the fight to everyone you saw?
We all got big shit popping, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a blessing to be a part of it, first of all. You know, it was in Texas. I'm a Cowboy fan, so this was my first time in AT&T Stadium.
So you felt like a win, too, or because the person you were rooting for won in the stadium?
Yeah, and we actually got a win in there.
Yeah.
Fucking Cowboys. But then again, I got a chance to roam around the stadium my first time, going to the locker room. So it was a great experience for me. Yeah. And to see Errol take care of his business after he'd been through the eye surgery and been in the car and so much, to see him come out and go through the adversity with Ben's, shaking a little bit to come out and stopping the fight. The whole environment. I had number 88 right in front of me, Michael Irvin.
Cowboy legend. Shout out to Mike.
I had Michael Pearson right behind me, the future Hall of Famer, Rookie of the Year this year in the NFL.
Yeah.
I had Dez Bryant to the right, had Von Miller to the right, all Texas boys.
Yeah.
So it was a Raekwon to my left. And Steve Espinoza, I appreciate it, but it was just a great time. I even was there when Charlos got into it with Benavidez. So they've been talking a lot, and they was right in front of me and Espinoza, and they was about to go at it.
And who you gonna jump in with?
I was jumping in with nobody.
You was chilling?
No, Charlos is family.
Those are your people. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
but you had too much jewelry on to fight that weekend.
But I wasn't fighting anyway because I'm not getting paid for none of this shit. So I was just stepping between it. All y'all save y'all money. I know what it feels like to lose money fighting when you shouldn't be, especially in the stands. So y'all chill out. But I was being a peacemaker, bro, because I was enjoying it. I was enjoying the night.
You've turned over a leaf. I popped on the TV for 1 second. I had to turn it off because you had too much jewelry on for me. Instantly, it was just too much. I had to go back to Twitter and follow because you had too much jewelry on for me. I couldn't handle it. It was too much. But anyway, man, I'm looking forward. So I mean, through that fight, man. Errol won.
Shout out Earl, man.
He called out Bud Crawford.
I was in the locker room with him, and I was putting on his bells mat. I say, I was just saying it out loud. Who's next? Who's next? He came around to him and said, "You know who next?" So Bud Crawford, which is my guy too. It's gonna be a great fight, man.
I think Bud Crawford's trainer said they're gonna beat the shit out of old boy too, so that's gonna be a good one.
It's gonna be a good one.
Hopefully we can catch that one at the end of the year. Real quick, Jack, it's your birthday.
Hey.
We sent you some shoes.
That ain't no
No, these are special.
Yeah, that ain't no regular box.
Yeah, these are some custom shit. So these, it was hard to get these, but we know, what kind of shoe connoisseur you are and how you have fits for everything. So
you dirty bitch, you.
Open it so everyone can see.
Yes, Lord. Y'all know I like shit. Oh, the cameras, this looks good.
Hey, show them dog bones.
Oh my God!
Hey, let everyone see so everyone can laugh.
This is fucking classic, dog. Look at this bullshit, man.
The proteges. This was Jack's custom
Stak
shoe.
5.
That's the Stak 5. So hey, tell everyone, just a reminder, what happened the first time you wore those in Golden State in 07.
So anybody who have these, let me go and break them down to you, okay? Your first 2 jab steps, you're gonna need a new pair, okay? Because this whole side gonna come off, and the first time you do a reverse layup, you're not gonna have no sole in the back. I had to wear a different pair every quarter. This is the worst shoe ever, bro.
Hey, shout out Al Harrington.
Protege, man, get these shits up out of here.
Hey, man, that's a wrap. What's burning?
You got me. You got me.
Yeah, shout out Nate. Yeah, me and Nate worked on that one.
Nate, y'all got me.
Yeah, man. What's Birdie? You can catch us every week on Showtime Basketball YouTube.
They had some shit I couldn't even read on here to make me think there's from Italy or something for real. And on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, you bastards.
And again, Chandler, welcome to the family, bro. We'll get you next time. Man, that's it.
Let me do it over. I got to do that over.
Okay.
And on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, it's Show Basketball.
And again, Chandler, welcome to the family, bro. It's a pleasure to have you. Looking forward to getting to work with you a little bit more.
And Coachella with him.
Yeah, we're going to do that, yeah, because you know he's got the experience.
Yes.
We'll see y'all next week.
Peace.
They call me Tech God Willy Wonka. Up to my gobstoppers in secrets. And it's all true.
I'm talking to someone from another planet.
Do you know what this is? Do you know what this means?
Go. Take him. Now.
The world's been asking, who am I?